Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We got something a little bit different today. I'm going to show you guys the knot that I use to connect my fluorocarbon to my braid for spinning rods. It's a question I get a lot with guiding and everything. It can be frustrating if your knot's too big. It gets hung up in the guides and everything, and this is the knot that I found casts through your guides and you almost never have any problems with it, and it's just quick and easy to tie. So I'll kind of run through what I use here. So to start off with, I run 8-pound Sunline fluorocarbon sniper. 8-pound is light enough that the fish can't see it, but it's incredibly strong. Sometimes I'll drop down and use 6 or 5 if the water is super clear, Havasu, Mojave, those types of lakes. Also really helps to have, I like a boomerang tool, something super sharp so you can get in close and cut that knot. And then also I use 15-pound Daiwa J-braid Grand. That is the softest braid I found that doesn't wind knot, and really makes it easy for casting, and you can cast a mile with this stuff. So basically the 3 things you need: your braid, good pair of clippers, and some Sunline fluorocarbon. Alright guys, you're gonna have to kind of bear with me here a little bit because I don't have a lot of room to tie this knot, so I'll try to do it the best I can. So you get your leader here, the end of the line is right there. Bring it out about 3 or 4 inches is what I found works the best. Double it over, and then I kind of pinch it down. That way it's gives you a little bit smaller area, so you have that small little loop. Take your end of your braid and go through it. I pull out a couple inches there, maybe 3-4 inches, and I found it's easiest if you hold your finger right on top of it. And then a lot of people do 7 wraps. I found that 5 is plenty, and I've never had it slip before, and it keeps that knot a little bit smaller. So I wrap it away from you, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, it's kind of a pain here. So you can kind of see you have your wraps there, 5 going up, and then you keep your holding there, and then you grab it here and you go 5 down. I kind of like to hold right on top where that last loop is. So then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a lot easier to do when you're not trying to hold it in front of a camera. Then I hold right on top of that loop, and then as you came in the back, you put it right back in the front, right there, if it'll go through and stay in. There you go. Now both sides are coming out just like that, and then you have your knot like that. I wet it. Very important to wet it. And then I kind of take my fingers and slide that knot down, cinch it down, you first start with cinching all 4 lines, holding them together, then you go to just the main lines and snug them down real tight, and then you can see you have a super small knot. It's kind of hard to see right there, but it runs evenly with your line, so there's barely anything popping out. And this is the most important part of the whole knot. So you grab your fluorocarbon side like that, and then pull your tag end away. This is the tag end, and you get as close as you can to that knot. Just make sure you don't nick your braid, and cut it off. That way there's nothing hanging out there, right? And then on your braid side, doesn't really matter how close you get to it. There's not really a problem there. I leave a little bit because sometimes braid likes to slip, but that's the end of that knot. Nice and solid knot. I mean, you can pull on it as hard as you want and it's not going to break. And then what I like to do is I'll point the rod up in the air, and I'll give it like handful of cranks where I'll bring the knot all the way up, down, up into the rod and then down, and then as soon as it hits the reel, I give it 3 wraps of fluorocarbon around the reel, and then I cut it. That leaves you with about, you know, figure 7 foot up to your tip of your rod and 7 foot down to your reel. Gives you about 14-15 foot of leader. That's plenty of line, not too much, but not too short where you're tying leaders all the time every time you change baits. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, like, subscribe, leave a comment on something else you'd like me to show you guys how I do, and I appreciate you watching.